I'd think a lot about Mama and Bubba and Lieutenant Dane. But most of all, I thought about Jenny. I thought about her a lot.
For more than 2 years now, a man named Forrest Gump, a gardener from Greenbow, Alabama, stopping only to sleep, has been running across America. Charles Cooper brings us this report.
For the fourth time on his journey across America, Forrest Gump, the gardener from Greenbow, Alabama, is about to cross the Mississippi River again today.
I'll be damned.
Sir, where are you running?
Why are you running? Are you doing this for world peace?
Are you doing this for the homeless?
Are you running for women's rights?
Or for the environment?
Or for animals?
They just couldn't believe that somebody would do all that running for no particular reason.
Why are you doing this?
I just felt like running.
Hello everyone, welcome to Everyone's Critic. This is Spencer Fawcett here, and I'm going to be talking about Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is the story of a mentally challenged man who has seemingly gone through a lot in history. It's kind of hard to explain. He has a childhood friend who he sorts of sees at different times when he's grown up, and he loves her. It's not always returned, and there are very significant parts of history that he's lived through, and it's a fictional story, but he's in the Vietnam War. He meets John Lennon, he meets President Kennedy, he meets President Nixon, he meets Lyndon B. Johnson, he meets all these famous people, he meets Elvis when he's a kid. It's pretty ridiculous at times, it's entertaining, it's funny, both when it intends to be funny and then sometimes for the wrong reasons. If this movie were made today, there's a lot you couldn't put in it. I'll say that. It's low-key racist at times, which I don't know, you'd have to take the racist stuff out because there would be controversy all over the place. There was already controversy when it first came out. And, it just wouldn't be, people wouldn't find it as good. People would probably see it, because it's a familiar story, but, it won Best Picture in 1994. It beat Shawshank Redemption and Pulp Fiction, two movies that are by far greater than Forrest Gump. So if it were made today, there's no way it would win Best Picture. It'd be lucky to get nominated. And Tom Hanks won Best Actor. I love Tom Hanks. I'd love to see him win 3 more Oscars. He has 2. Definitely deserved it for Philadelphia, but this, no. I don't get it. People love his performance in this. I think it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of overdone. It's been parodied time and time again. There are great parts about it, but it's not worthy of a Best Actor Oscar. I think it, at times, even falls flat. I think it's just like, hey, can you do a stupid voice for this movie? And you're also from Alabama. So make that voice work, and that's your part. He plays the simple mind thing part well, but I don't know, the movie's a mess to me. And this is considered one of the greatest movies of all time. I don't know. I have seen people who have reevaluated this movie since the 90s, and they've said they think it's horrible compared to what they thought in the 90s. No way is this movie horrible to me. I enjoyed it a lot. The acting's pretty good. The screenplay's okay. There's a few lines in the movie that have become iconic that I'm sick of hearing about, and it's just kind of roll your eyes at, because it's not that groundbreaking. It's not that clever. Robert Zemeckis, who directed this movie, does a pretty good job, because the special effects are in some ways unbelievable. like how he recreated all these famous people who have passed. They kind of put them in the movie. It does look a little movie-ish, but still, in some ways, it looks real. Like he recreated Kennedy, John Lennon. Elvis wasn't really recreated. An actor played him, but yeah, that was done pretty well, I think. The story is interesting. It's kind of touching. It's one of those token, and I'm not at all giving any hate to people with disabilities like this. I'm giving hate to movies that portray them, because a lot of them are inaccurate. This one's kind of ignorant, because they never really go through what Forrest Gump actually has. I think that's kind of lazy. I don't know. But movies with them are so cliched. Like, Forrest Gump, besides his condition, he's not, besides the condition he has, whatever it is, making him not very smart, he's never really shown with any flaws. He's kind of a one-note character. He has feelings for someone and he gets hurt. That's good, but it's not good, but it's good in the movie. And that's kind of done well, but the character itself, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's a very great character. It's someone I would like to meet because of all the stuff he's seen and all that, but from a wannabe film critic, wannabe screenwriter, wannabe director, all that, this is not a great character. He's not written well. He's not, he's just not given that much range. He's sad when certain things happen, but he's not seen as flawed. And even in small moments where you kind of could see a flaw, it's played off. It's like, oh, how cute is this guy? That sort of thing. I don't know. It's not a very well put together movie. It might. I wasn't born in the 90s. I was born in 2002, but maybe in the 90s this was like really good. But since then, there have been more movies that have touched on similar topics in a better way. It was more interesting. I don't know. Like, this movie, it's one of those movies that everyone who doesn't love movies has seen and they love it, and it's just kind of, I never understood that. It's a good movie. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's Oscar worthy. Especially considering the competition. Like I said, what it won against for Best Picture and even Best Actor for Tom Hanks, I think that should have been Morgan Freeman's Oscar for The Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption was my favorite movie of 1994. But yeah, overall, it's decent. I enjoyed it. There's a lot to like about it. It's pretty rewatchable. If you like it enough, it's rewatchable. It's not one that I'm going to say I'll never see again. I'll probably will watch it. There might come a time where I'm in the mood for it, and when you're in the mood for it and you want to watch it, you'll enjoy it. So yeah, I guess I could recommend this if the synopsis kind of grabs you and you're a Tom Hanks fan and all that. One thing I have to mention, and this is since its release, like years later, which I'm glad is getting more attention. The character of Jenny, Forrest Gump's love interest, childhood friend, she's a terrible, terrible person. And, you kind of root for Forrest and Jenny to get together, but not me. Like, I would want that for Forrest to be happy, but Jenny's a terrible person. Forrest can do better. She uses Forrest, and I can't stand seeing that. She uses Forrest, and he's too simple to see that, and I don't know, she's a terrible person, and I needed to address that, because she's not, I don't think she's vilified enough in the movie. She does a lot of bad things, but I think at the end of the day, the screenwriters and, well, it's based on the book, the author of the book, I think he was like, well, she's a nice girl, we want Forrest to end up with her, but I think she's a terrible person. If I met her and talked to her, I'd probably hate her. That's not exactly related. I just wanted to go off on a tangent because I truly hate Jenny. You know, I hate her more than I hate most villains in movies, because at least they're portrayed as villains. But anyway, alright, I'm done talking about that. Overall, I give the movie an 8.1. It's pretty good, worth watching if it's your thing. Not as good as everyone will tell you, not Oscar worthy. But thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for my next video. See you guys later.